Good evening. Welcome to the Tuesday Tune-In. This is a little video that I'm doing every week to give us some things to reflect on and to dig down on. And I hope you had a really beautiful day wherever you are, whatever you've been doing. Today has been one of those days for me where, I don't know if you know what I mean, but there's like so much inspiration and so many ideas and kind of messages kind of coming out of nowhere and flowing into me. And today, the resounding message that I can't seem to ignore is truth. And it just keeps coming up everywhere. And it'll make even more sense when I tell you a little bit more about this whole Jim Carrey thing that I'm talking about. But it's really calling me to be even more truthful on these videos and with all of you guys, and to really step into that. So, and I've got some lovely city birds in the background, if you can hear them. So, I watched the documentary today. I don't even know when it came out, but I think recently on Netflix, which has Jim Carrey. It's a documentary about Jim Carrey and a movie that he did called Man on the Moon. I didn't know about the movie or the background or the character that he played, but Jim, I'm just going to call him Jim, as if he's my mate, was speaking in between the segments, and he was quite reflective and really honest as well. And he had some really powerful things to say about identity and truth and the layers that exist between who we really are and what we really truly believe and want and desire, and what we put out into the world. And that as an actor, it has a certain insight into this. I thought it was really great. He also said that each of the movies that he played, like The Mask, like The Truman Show, they all had a hugely, a profound impact on his identity and how he felt about himself. And he, I think now Jim Carrey is just really fearless about being truthful. He was recently at some kind of awards thing, and like when they walked down the red carpet, and the lady with the microphone went over to him, and he was just like, this isn't real. No, this is real. And she couldn't get anything out of him. And he was just like, I don't want to be a part of this stuff that's being constructed anymore. So, to me, he's being so fearless. What a legend for doing that. And honestly, disclaimer, I don't know anything else about Jim Carrey except what I saw in this documentary today and some articles recently. But he said this really beautiful thing, and it is, you can fail at what you don't love, so you might as well do what you do love. And this was in relation to his father's story, in which he had chosen a livelihood that he didn't love, that would be able to support the family, that would bring in money, and that he died before he got to go back to doing what he wanted. And it really made me think about the impact it can have on your life when you don't listen to your truth. Whether it's tomorrow or whether it's in 20 years, it will catch up with you. It does have an impact. It might manifest in disappointment, or like a serious feeling of unfulfillment, of like an itch that you never scratched, something that you never looked into. It could also manifest in illness, in broken relationships. If we spend our whole lives creating ourselves so that we can be liked, so that we can be successful, so that we can nail it in the rat race. More on this coming in my blog that I'm posting tomorrow. I'm finally going to do it. Big topic, and I'm scared, but I'm going to share it anyway because I'm so passionate about this. If we live our whole lives that way, we could die. We could go to the grave with all of that still inside us. And that, it sounds just so painful. All of that magic, the stuff, the essence of who we are as people just doesn't even see the light of day. And I want you to know how possible it is for you, for all of us, to start living in that truth at any moment. Any moment. And it can be scary. It's gonna be scary. There's sort of no way of avoiding that. And I know this is so similar to last week's topic, you know, like talking to your 80-year-old self. How do you want to be? How do you want to feel about yourself at that time of your life, looking back? You deserve to live in your truth right now. And yes, you risk not knowing whether other people are going to like it or not, but who is with you at the end of the day when your head hits the pillow in silence? You are. It's just you. You and your relationship to the universe or God or whatever it is that you believe in. If you believe in another thing, that's what's there at the end of the day. That's also what's there when you pass through this life. Not what other people freaking think about you. That's not even relevant. That doesn't even touch the sides. And this is exciting. Like, this can sound scary and daunting and kind of heavy and like shame because you haven't started doing it already. But it's the opposite of that. It's empowering. It makes it possible for us to finally live a life that we enjoy. It's completely within our power to do so. So I want to ask you a couple of reflection questions. This is where it starts. And I promise we can go there together. That's why the entity of Nikita has come to me, because that's the work we're going to do together. So, first, can you hear that truth? That inner voice, that wisdom, that intuition, that niggling thing, can you hear it? 1. 2, what is it whispering to you? What does it desire? And 3, what's holding you back from living into that desire? If that's your truth, actually you really, really love painting, or you've decided that actually you might be gay. If that's your truth, that's what's available to you. That's the joy that's available to you, but you've got to lean into it. So what's holding you back? That awareness is number 1. Get into that and start to unravel some of those layers of what you are pretending to be, the character you have built, you have written the script for, that you're putting out in the world. Start to unravel that. Get underneath the layers. Where's the real you? You know, the other thing Jim Carrey mentioned about The Truman Show was how much it seemed like his real life. And as an actor, like, it makes more sense. You know, he has cameras around him all the time, people are monitoring what he does and stuff like that. But we're all doing that. We're all living in this illusion of how we think the world is and what things matter. If it's an illusion, then just like the question, like, if you're going to fail at something, or if this stuff isn't real, then why wouldn't you just have fun with it? I sound like an insane person, and I'm going to stop there. But, you know, watch The Truman Show. See what you get out of that. That might sort of light something up in you. It's really hot here, and I feel like I'm channeling this very intense energy, which you are receiving right now. But I love you so very much. And, you know, if you do watch these videos, comment below. Even if you just put a love heart or a star or something like that, so I know that this is doing something for you. I would love that so very much. I hope you have a beautiful evening, and this week you start listening to your true self. Mwah.